Hi, this is Andre, and this is the great 125th test. Schwed Motorcycle has organized it again over 50 125cc motorcycles and scooters for those with a Category B driving license. So this material is primarily for those who want to start riding motorcycles, having held a car driving license for at least 3 years. We have editors, influencers, YouTubers, and people with varying levels of experience with us. We are rating the vehicles on a scale of 1 to 10 across various categories. The partner of this series is Adrenaline and the Intermotors chain of stores, which is the place where once you've bought your dream scooter or motorcycle, you can quickly go and get yourself some cool, affordable, and effective gear. And the technical partner is Lenovo, which provided us with tablets for voting. So today we will share with you our first impressions from various categories and talk to different participants about which vehicles surprised them and which ones disappointed them. It was an incredibly intense experience, but ultimately it proved to be highly effective for our needs. Now, having completed that phase, I have gone ahead and asked 3 different groups to provide their input. There will be editors, enthusiasts, as well as instructors and athletes. Each of them will pick 3 vehicles that stuck in their memory after today's test. Later, if you stick around, I will do a short summary at the end. And everything will be in the next issue of Świat Motocykli, the August edition, and on the website swiatmotocykli.pl. So we are starting with the first control group. Editors, what's the best? We have not only editors from Świat Motocykli, but we also have Marlena. Say it yourself. I can't bring myself to say it. Which portal?
No, I can't say.
NDA. Ha ha ha. 3 bikes from today's test that stuck in your memory.
Definitely the Vespa Primavera because I had fun riding it. And it was just here on this lot where they were set up. Well, I just had the most fun with that. The second one would be the KTM Duke. I don't know where it is, but it's so feisty. It's got that something. And the third one would be the Yamaha R125 because we already know each other from the track and we like each other.
Thank you very much. That Vespa will probably come up a lot today, and the Duke will probably come up a lot too. We'll explain why later. Mariusz, 3 picks.
Here I am. My picks are a bit different. The first one is the Yamaha WR125. Although it's slightly choked by regulations, I rode one before the year 2000. It's a fond memory. It's a great starter bike for everything. Number 2 is the Zontes 125X scooter. A complete scooter for everything. Light, agile, well equipped. And the third bike is the Vespa Primavera 125. Not because it handles great. Not because it's fast and agile, but because you just can't help but smile when you're on it. It's fun, and that's what these types of vehicles are for. Thank you, and best regards.
Pavel.
I won't be original, and it will also be a Vespa. And not even in the way Mariusz mentioned, because I think it handles great, brakes great, and turns great. It's soft, yet at the same time it feels a bit sporty in terms of handling. The Zontes 125X surprised me very positively here. Because it's a relatively budget-friendly scooter, yet it really provides a fun riding experience. And the Peugeot Pulsion Evo, which is a hybrid of a city scooter and a maxi scooter, but with that increased riding comfort, it has that agility and good brakes. It's that nice sporty character of these smaller vehicles. Generally for me, the 125 class are scooters, and then for a long, long time, nothing.
Thank you very much. Wojciech Grzesiak.
Because of my love for Vespa, the Vespa is obvious. However, if I had to choose 3 bikes other than a Vespa, the best overall one is the Yamaha XSR 125 because it's stylish, well made, it has a lively, cool engine and is very well tuned, at least for what I like. And it has a nice, cool handlebar, wide, and a good position that's right for me. As for the biggest surprise, it's the Benelli BKX 125S. I don't like such tall motorcycles. That was a motorcycle that I reached for out of boredom as the last one, and in the end I had a great time on it. And the third thing is a motorcycle that I would like to spend more time with. That is the Junak M18 Vintage. It surprised me with its build quality and such a general, very mature feeling.
Rudy.
Good morning. Yes, I won't be original. Yamaha WR 125R, mainly because you have a feeling of being indestructible and free as a bird on it, and it reminds me of my old two-stroke Aprilia RX50. You can do anything on it, on asphalt, off-road. The second pick is, watch out, Junak RX2 Cyclone, because it's good for everything. It's a bit of an elongated and raised naked bike, but I wouldn't turn down a nice trip on this motorcycle. It's civilized, comfortable, rides like it's glued to the road, there's plenty of room on it, and it has side cases. A great motorcycle with potential. And the third pick? I'm really debating between a Vespa or a Husqvarna Svartpilen, but somehow the Vespa doesn't quite speak to me. So, the Husqvarna Svartpilen, because it's just a cool thing to own, and it handles, accelerates, and brakes incredibly maturely for a 125cc class motorcycle, and it's built really well. So those are my picks. Thank you.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Thank you to the editorial control group, now the athletes, trainers, and troublemakers group. Come on up. Kamil Krzemen, Tadeusz Majewski, Kermes. Do you have to remember everything?
Yes.
Jarek? Well, if you have to remember everything, if you, Kamil, have to remember everything, then tell us first which motorcycle couldn't handle the pressure and started burning under you.
It started burning a Junak, if I remember correctly.
Romet,
Romet,
it started smoking
it started smoking.
because the Romets arrived new.
Yes. Well, because it was the first time. It got pushed for the first time today. I won't say how, but it didn't quite keep up with the pace and I stopped, but no. Well, it got slightly scorched and I thought maybe my pants were burning, but it turned out they weren't.
But later, but nothing happened. It just broke in.
Yes. Well, that's like any motorcycle. There's no point in hiding it, maybe some lubricants. It got up to temperature for the first time and smoked a little bit for us, but at least there was some excitement. Well, everyone is already saying, Krzemen broke it again. I don't know why. No.
You didn't break anything. You broke it in the atmosphere around me. Listen, your 3 picks. Keep them for yourself.
3 picks. My 3 picks. For me, the biggest positive surprise here is the Lambretta 125 special scooter. And honestly, if I ever have a spare dozen or so thousand, believe me, I will have such a scooter in my garage. Oh. And for that, I'd probably need 20-something to get the 300cc version, but I will definitely have a scooter like that. My second pick, also a bit of a surprise here. This is the QJ Motor SRK 125. I don't know why, but Chinese brands, especially in small displacements, feel different to me, like they have more power. Obviously, all motorcycles here are quite muffled anyway, they aren't too aggressive, but this QJ really runs nicely. And the third pick, I don't know why it turned out this way. Also a QJ Motor, just the KOV 125. It's cool, already taller. I think you could also take this one into light terrain for a ride, and it also picks up speed nicely. So for me, it's the Lambretta and then 2 Chinese bikes. And now I'm passing the microphone on.
Go ahead. Thank you.
No one else.
Thank you very much. No, there's a queue. Colleague Tadeusz Majewski, instructor from JC Group. Tell me, on which motorcycle would your students be least likely to fall over, and which 3 bikes, in your opinion, appealed to you the most?
Well, definitely the KTM 125 Duke. Good impression. Very precise, very nice and comfortable to ride. The Yamaha R125 is definitely comfortable, efficient, fast, good brakes. The suspension is awesome. But there can only be one queen, and in my opinion, the queen today is the Vespa. The Vespa 125 is the absolute favorite. What you can do with this amazing scooter is simply magic. To enjoy it, but also to have fun with it, to cut corners nicely and to ride cleverly through the city between cars. Definitely the Vespa is number 1.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The next victim, you're welcome. Jarosław Jakubowski,
Good morning.
top model instructor, and you can do even more. You can sign a lot of instructor signatures.
Yes, my favorites today, due to my height, were mostly about ergonomics. So the Yamaha YZF-R 125, a very pleasant motorcycle to ride. It delivers power nicely from the bottom end. Very pleasant when it comes to ergonomics. The second favorite is the Barton XR 125 Enduro Supermoto. Also a very cool motorcycle. It reminds me a little bit in terms of accessories of my Husqvarna that I race with. And the third motorcycle is the Zontes.
Generation 1 Scrambler.
Right, exactly. A very cool motorcycle.
Zontes G1 Scrambler.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hermes, come here. You set this up for us. Hermes set up this track for us. Bravo for Hermes. A very nice track, and those tiles we could test on were super because you could really feel which scooter and motorcycle hits your spine and which one absorbs the bumps, right?
Well, I just grabbed it from the parking lot, right? In a hurry.
Tell me your top 3 picks from the vehicles you rode today.
Well, as for my picks, honestly, if I had to take one for the city to buy, I'd take the Vespa. Really amazing. Very nice, smooth handling, delivers power well, so it's super. As for the other motorcycles in the lineup, I have to say that the Zontes brand really positively surprised me. And honestly, that covers all of them when it comes to the gear and overall build quality. But even so, the Yamaha still manages to beat them out by just a little bit in the end. Handling and smoothness, power above all.
Which Yamaha?
The MT-0, the MT-125, although I'm a bit closer to the R125, and the WR is actually really nice. So in general, all motorcycles for a Category B driving license are worth trying out and testing. What can I say? Everyone is looking for something different, right?
Yes. We'll get to that in the summary because there were a few disappointments today. As for those disappointments, wait until the end because I think there were 2 disappointments that I recall when it comes to the vehicles. Thank you very much. You are very kind. Why hasn't anyone mentioned the Romet Tank 125 yet, which turned out to be the best vehicle because it costs 6,500 zlotys and can easily carry a 5-person patchwork family consisting only of men, where you can't tell which one is the mother? And now for the thank yous and a commercial break. We thank our partners. First and foremost, the Adrenaline brand. It is a Polish clothing brand. The value to quality ratio is the best, so we recommend it to all beginners. And of course, our technical partner Lenovo for providing us with tablets that helped us count all of this. Thank you very much. Here comes the first one, here comes the first enthusiast, who you could say is a slash influencer, slash editor, slash mechanic, Hubert Zawierza. I'd like your 3 picks from today, please.
Because my biggest surprise of this whole test is definitely the Junak RX2, that's what it's called, and it's an adventure class motorcycle that can really get you hooked on traveling. This isn't some travel-like knockoff, but rather a motorcycle that you can confidently take. For example, I would gladly pack the panniers and set off on a route with it, and I can see that route. So this is definitely number 1 and the surprise of the test. As for naked bikes, as a classic type of motorcycle that really rides well, it is well constructed. It is also quite expensive, as it is at the upper price limit. That is definitely the KTM Duke. I consider it a good, refined motorcycle. Everything there is already prepared correctly, and there are few such flaws. Riding this motorcycle, I feel like I'm on a higher class bike. And the third motorcycle that would have to be here is the Junak M18. I think that is also a very interesting option. It's cool, a very pleasant handlebar. The top part of this motorcycle is well built, a pleasant engine. Visually, I like it. It's also a good looking piece of equipment. Well, the Junak actually won for me here today. When it comes to these machines...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, next up is Hubert. Hubert, an enthusiast. Hubert, who mind you? You are not an editor, you are not an influencer. You are a person who rides motorcycles. How long have you been riding motorcycles? You have an MT-03, right?
Yes, I ride an MT-03, the first generation, and I've been riding motorcycles since I was 6 years old as a passenger.
So you are our control group, a person with fresh experience, let's call it that.
Yes, a bit by accident, but I'm here.
Your top 3 picks from today. What surprised you?
I was most surprised by those bigger bikes, bigger scooters, those S-Maxes, N-Maxes, because I thought they would be sluggish, but they accelerated better than some nakeds even.
I have to add here, I was in shock when I was doing the braking tests. The biggest scooters stopped the fastest because I guess they were heavy. They have good suspension, they stopped the fastest.
I guess so, and they were very comfortable. That Zontes, that green one, I don't remember.
Zontes 125X.
Yes, the 125X was the most comfortable scooter there was, period. Out of the nakeds, the best one, well, for me it's the Duke. The Duke was just, I felt the best on it, and the GSXS really surprised me. It was very, I had low expectations, but I actually really enjoyed riding it.
Exactly. Often you look at expectations and think, wow, everyone felt that way about the CF Moto NK, but then people turn their noses up. Yet you approach the Suzuki thinking it's just a small bike and it actually rides really well.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another enthusiast, Maciek Dope, the biggest enthusiast I know. Maciek, you outdid me in everything today, or at least you tried.
I tried.
You tried to outdo me in everything today. How many pieces of equipment did you damage? None.
One. Sort of one.
I push.
Something like that. I don't know the names.
Just some. I saw your 3 types from today. You wouldn't get off the motorcycles, the scooters. 3 types for today.
3 types. Thank you. Well, the Enduro WR, the scooter, the black Piaggio scooter. Which one? Can you remind me of its name?
Medley S.
For my daily commute, I ride a Piaggio Medley S. And when it comes to racing, I prefer something like a KTM 125 or maybe some other small bike just like that. It's a great setup.
KTM Duke. That's easy because everyone was talking about that one. I'd like to talk more about the Medley S because it's not obvious. For me, it's a combination of the geometry of small Lambretta and Vespa scooters with large wheels, stability, and great power delivery. Tell me more.
Exactly as you say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We understand each other without words.
Yes.
No, but the Medley S, if we were to put money down, we were talking about this too, that it is...
Definitely yes.
Because the Vespa is super beautiful, nice, but here you have something bigger, even more stable.
And it doesn't ride like this Medley S. And here it's nice, pleasant. You can even move around quickly.
That's right. Thank you very much, Maciek. You are very kind.
You too.
Yes.
Goodbye.
I'll be the one at the end. Maybe I'll start with those disappointments we were talking about because in total, the only motorcycles we turned our noses up at today. And it's not that they weren't satisfying compared to the others. It was the Morbidelli and the Kiwi RKS, nakeds that, if we hadn't tested others, would have been decent. But suddenly it turns out that all the motorcycles and scooters you see behind me are already so good, so refined, that after 2 or 3 laps on each one, you feel comfortable and could just ride it. And these clearly, especially when it comes to fuel injection management, were really quite strange and tricky. Besides that, what else? Maybe I should share my top 3 picks. When it comes to choosing the right scooters, well, honestly, I'm really torn between the classic Vespa and the more modern Piaggio Medley. It is a tough decision to make as both have their own unique charm and practical benefits. Because, the handling characteristics and the refinement of the fuel injection and so on. The Zontes 125X, which everyone was saying is a total firecracker. A bit too aggressive for me, even for a scooter. Perhaps a bit too intense in that first impression. When it comes to motorcycles, Vogue surprised me the most because it's well known that the Duke is super refined, well built and comfortable. Zontes bikes are perfectly positioned between those that are purely Chinese and the Japanese ones in terms of refinement and performance. But that Vogue 125, whose name I can't recall right now, really performed great too. But honestly, if I had to choose and spend my own money as a beginner motorcyclist, I would be very torn between the Junak RX2 and the Yamaha WR. These are simply machines that you get on and you know you can do anything with them. You can try riding in the city, on the track, on gravel roads, and go on trips. So I wonder if it wouldn't end up... It depends on what I would want more. More sport means the WR, and more touring means the RX2. This RX2 surprised us incredibly when it comes to handling. To sum up, this test showed us that there are currently no bad motorcycles or scooters. That is incredibly good news for all of you. Even the cheapest ones, because the cheapest representatives here were the Romets. These are vehicles that you just get on and ride, you get a feel for their handling characteristics and you feel confident on them. Especially when it comes to the braking systems. Even the ABS and CBS systems worked great during these tests, and surprisingly, the CBS was able to stop faster than the motorcycle with ABS. So under such good grip conditions, it's actually not a surprise. Other than that, well, that's it. There will be more on the internet, on the website, and in the magazine once we calculate all the results. And that's it. So write in the comments what you're interested in. Maybe we'll be able to discuss who has what experience with which motorcycles, because these are just, first impressions. And now we have to pull it all together. So thank you very much to all the distributors, importers, and manufacturers for providing us with so many motorcycles for the big 125cc test. At the same time, I wanted to thank 2 dealers who at the very last minute delivered the Husqvarna and the KTM to us. Husqvarna, V-Cruiser Warsaw, and KTM Dust Warsaw. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. The big absentee was Honda, but I think we'll manage next year. Logistical and procedural problems, but thanks to that you can also see that we have a huge range of 125s. Thank you all. Best regards. Bye.